Joao Pedro is here. Malick Fofana deal agreed. Madueke and Jackson on their way out. Petrovic feature in doubt. Renato Veiga could be gone. Coulibaly following the Andrey Santos blueprint. And even David Ornstein saying clubs are copying Chelsea now. The chaos, it's calculated. The noise, it's ignored. The plan is unfolding. Smash the subscribe button, like the video. We're on the road to 3K and let's break this one down properly. Chelsea have announced the signing of Joao Pedro, and the Brazilian will wear the number 20 shirt for Chelsea. The 22-year-old forward already joined up with Chelsea's squad in US for the Club World Cup campaign, and he has even been registered for the tournament, meaning he's eligible to feature straight away if Maresca decides to throw him into the deep end. Now listen, I'm not here to hype the signing blindly. I will be honest, I still have my doubts. But at the same time, I want Joao Pedro to prove me wrong. The one thing you can't deny is the mentality he's working in with. His first interview, he spoke like someone who understands the level. He understands the pressure because when you play for Chelsea, you either win or you are gone. Joao Pedro said, "Everyone knows this is a big club with great history. They had brilliant players in the past and they had brilliant players now. So I'm excited to join. And when you're a Chelsea player, you must think one thing, win." And like that, he's showing respect to the legacy. He's spoken to David Luiz as well, a Chelsea legend who understands what it means to wear this badge. Someone who lifted the Champions League with the club. Renato added, "I'm close a little bit to Luiz. I spoke to him, not about Chelsea, but about my career and how I could develop better. He helped me." And look, you can say what you want about Luiz, but when it comes to understanding big club mentality, you can't knock that experience. Let's be real for a second. Joao Pedro's numbers are brightened. 10 goals in all competition last season. In the Premier League, he showed flashes, good movement, link-up play, can drop deep, can drift wide, and isn't afraid to go into the box. But let's not sugarcoat it. Consistency is still a question mark. Brighton is one thing, and Chelsea is another beast entirely. The pressure, different. The expectation, ruthless. And that's why I'm not getting carried away just yet. We have been burned before with these shiny new attackers coming in, giving the PR interview, talking about ambition, only to vanish under the Stamford Bridge lights. So to Joao Pedro, prove me wrong. I want you to, and I need you to. And if Joao Pedro walks the walk the same way he talks, it could be that missing piece. He grew up watching Premier League, watching Chelsea win trophies, seeing likes of Drogba, Lampard, Hazard, players who turned up when it mattered most. That's the standard. It's not about potential anymore. It's about impact, immediate impact. And the Club World Cup is the perfect stage, and it starts now. Welcome to Chelsea, Joao Pedro. Now it's time to deliver. But we move. The Chelsea project, misunderstood, mocked, but now slowly proving people wrong. The outside noise, the headlines, people laughed, long-term contracts, young players everywhere, bloated squad accusation, but slowly the narrative is shifting. David Ornstein, one of the most respected voices in football media, broke it down properly on the Athletic podcast. And here is what he said. People said Chelsea are stockpiling in certain positions, but that might look very different when players are shifted. And that's the key. Short-term chaos, long-term control. You stock young talent, some hit, some don't. But when the domino falls, you are covered. Ornstein continues. There are clubs that I spoke to who say, look, Chelsea were mocked in certain quarter for the long-term contracts. They attempt to bring the wage bill down and what appeared to be a crazy recruitment. They are now looking at it and saying, actually we need to take a bit of a leave out there. The same club throwing shade, quietly copying the blueprints now. Chelsea took the risk first. Long-term deals, PSR strategy, heavy youth recruitment, and now the rest are scrambling to catch up. But Ornstein keeps it real. It's not all sunshine. Naturally, mistake will be made within that. There will be experiments that don't work out. There will be many players that do. Some of them won't work out initially, but will long term. You have seen Caicedo blossoming now, for example, and so there is a bit of trial and error in it. Perfect example, Caicedo, early struggles, heavy price tag, people writing him off, but now blossoming. Dominating midfield, showing his quality and proving why Chelsea made that investment. Try and error, but when your errors still hold market value, you can stay in control. When you are signing players who has market value, I guess this is the sort of American mentality. The need to trade in PSR era, which more clubs are learning now. It's not something Chelsea are afraid to do. Other clubs hesitant, but Chelsea ruthless. Buy young, high-selling, low wages, and if they don't work, move them on. And despite the online noise, results speaks. Although it may appear a bit chaotic in that earlier year or two, I think things have settled down somewhat. Despite what you see on social media, people making all sorts of jokes, but Chelsea appear to have the last laugh in terms of qualifying for Champions League, forming a side that is looking increasingly competitive. The Malick Fofana saga is heating up, and Chelsea's name is right in the mix. According to Miguel Delaney, Lyon wants at least 51.5 million euros for the Belgian winger, and with the amount of clubs cycling, it's clear there is something serious here. Let's break this down properly. The list of clubs interested: Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Bayern Munich, Leipzig, and Napoli. This is not a casual list. That's European heavyweights, Premier League clubs, project teams all sniffing around the same player. But here is the plot twist. Nottingham Forest has actually agreed a deal with Lyon according to Fabrizio, but the player is holding out, and that tells you everything you need to know. Fofana is waiting for a Champions League club, and Chelsea remain firmly in the conversation. It's clear Fofana knows his worth. He knows clubs like Chelsea, Bayern, Napoli are locking, and there is no need to rush into the forest, respectfully. And here is where it gets interesting. From a Chelsea perspective, Fofana fits the bill. 19 years old, Belgian international, direct winger, technically sound, and has that modern visibility. Plays wide, comes inside, presses off the ball. This season in Ligue 1, his breakout year at Lyon. Raw but exciting. He has been compared stylistically to someone like Jeremy Doku. Quick feet, aggressive 1v1, unpredictable in transition. But is he 51.5 million euros ready? That's the debate. Chelsea have been burned before, paying top dollar for unproven attackers, but that hasn't stopped the club from chasing elite young talent. Look at Extoval, Kendrick Pyers, Leon Delap. The project is built around assembling the next generation of stars. And if Bayern, Arsenal, Liverpool, Napoli all rate him highly enough to enter the conversation, there must be something there. Leon knows this too, and that's why they are holding fame on the price, hoping the bidding war could drive it higher. From a Chelsea side, there is caution, but don't rule it out. This feels like the kind of deal that could escalate fast if bigger clubs start making formal offers. Fofana waiting for a Champions League level club, Chelsea fits that criteria. But as always, saying you want to play for a big club and actually thriving at Stamford Bridge, different stories. Fofana's got the hype. Now it's about the next move. And for Chelsea, eyes on this one could be another piece of the attacking puzzle, but only at the right price. Let's see how it plays out. The window is long, but the interest is real. We move. Nicolas Jackson and Madueke are edging closer to Chelsea exit this summer. According to reliable reports from Edu Brabos, both players have serious interest from Premier League clubs and abroad, with Atletico in particular actively exploring both situations. Let's unpack this properly. No hype, just the truth. Starting with Nicolas Jackson, the link to Spain aren't new. We have heard murmurs for weeks now, but now it's solid. Clubs like Atletico Madrid are having concrete talks. Spanish football might suit Jackson more, slower tempo and more emphasis on technical hold-up play. In England, he has been decisive. 14 goals last season but inconsistent. Frustrating, movements good, work rate undeniable, but exposure in front of goal still raw. Now here is the thing, Chelsea don't need to force this sale. He's under contract, he's still young, still developing. But like I always said, in football, money talks. If the right offer arrives, Chelsea might cash in, pivot towards a different attacking profile. Someone more polished, maybe a clinical number 9 to ease the pressure on Leon Delap and Joao Pedro. Then there is Noni Madueke. His name has been around the rumor mill for weeks now, with Arsenal at the front of the queue. Mikel Arteta rates him, but now Atletico has entered the scene. And from Spanish perspective, they see Madueke as a market opportunity. In simple terms, they think they could convince Chelsea to sell below the expected value if they structure the right deal. That's the gamble the clubs are playing. But here is my honest take. Honestly, I don't want to sell either of these guys. I see potential in both. Madueke when fit is a nightmare, 1v1, direct, unpredictable. He's still raw, but he brings that old school flair, something we have lacked. Jackson, yes, frustrating, but also young, hungry, and works for the badge. But I get it. Football is ruthless, and money talks. Chelsea model is about squad evaluation. Buy young, develop, but also sell at the right time to fund the next week. And right now, Jackson and Madueke could be the next piece sacrificed to balance the project. It comes down to valuation. Chelsea won't sell cheap, especially to rival like Arsenal. But if Atletico or other Spanish team table big offer, the board might list him. One thing is for sure, the saga isn't ending anytime soon. Expect more noise, more negotiation. Let's see how this unfolds. Bayern have added Renato Veiga high on their shortlist for centre-back option this summer. According to Fabrizio Romano, Bayern's defensive plan hinged on one thing: the potential exit of Kim Min-jae, and the timing of that transfer might dictate how fast Bayern move. But the key part: several clubs are keen on Renato Veiga, and is expected to leave Chelsea on a permanent deal. Look, let's be real with you, I'm actually surprised it's come to this. After Viega's loan spell at Juventus, I genuinely thought he would be integrated back into the squad. The whole idea was clear. He joined Chelsea last summer, spent 6 months here, barely settled, then went straight to Italy for game time. You could even argue he's only been a Chelsea player for about 6 months, if you factor in how fast that loan happened. And now, not even 12 months in, Viega is on his way out. It's crazy how quickly things move in football. But reality, between competition for places, system adjustment, and that loan to Juventus, it's never fully materialized at Stamford Bridge. Now Bayern sees him as an opportunity, especially if they lose Kim Min-jae. And Bayern aren't alone. Fabrizio confirmed several clubs are pushing, ready to test Chelsea resolve. Chelsea, they are open to a permanent sale, which tells you they have made their decision. For Viega, this could be the right move to reset his career trajectory. For Chelsea, another piece of the squad overhaul: buy young, assess, move on if needed. But don't forget, this isn't done. The timing is crucial. Bayern moves depends on Kim Min-jae's future, and other clubs could still sweep in. Either way, Viega's chapter at Chelsea feels like it's closing before it ever truly began. But we move. Sunderland has made inquiry for Chelsea goalkeeper Andrey Petrovic, but they are not alone. According to Sky Sports case, Bournemouth are also in the race, with other European teams monitoring the situation. The key: Chelsea won £25 million for the Serbian shortstopper. Now let me be honest, this whole situation feels mad when you break it down. Petrovic was left out of the squad, and the reasoning: sources close to the club suggest the player wants guarantees. He wants to be assured to be the number one spot. And to be fair, I get that ambition. The problem: the timing, the chaos, and the current reality at Chelsea makes this whole situation messy. Because hear me clearly, selling Petrovic right now and Sanchez still technically our number one sound crazy to me. Sanchez, let's be honest, I've lost faith. His form has been all over the place. He have had moments, looked solid in patches. I'll give him credit. During the Club World Cup, he has been decent. But has he done enough to convince? Not for me. We have seen the shaky decision making, lapses in concentration. It's not sustainable if you are serious about challenging at the top level. And Petrovic, he came in with potential, showed glimpses, and many fans believed he could push for the starting spot. Now it feels like the club are prepared to move him on. If the price is right, it's clear Petrovic has option, but Chelsea stands £25 million or nothing. We are potentially walking into next season with Sanchez as number one, Filip Jorgensen still adapting, and Petrovic, arguably the one keeper with potential upside, could be sold before he even properly stake his claim. It feels reactionary. It feels short-sighted. But this is Chelsea model now. Constant turnover, asset move quickly, no time to settle. And look, I'm not here to defend Petrovic blindly. If he's demanding number one assurance and isn't willing to compete, that's on him. But from a squad buying perspective, selling him and keeping Sanchez as first choice and hoping for the best feels risky. The truth is, Chelsea need clarity in that position, and fast. We move, but this situation needs to be handled smart. Not just for money, but for the stability of this team. Chelsea have held talk about signing Borussia Dortmund 21-year-old centre-back Soumaila Coulibaly with a view of playing him at Strasbourg. Now, if you have been following Chelsea transfer strategy, this shouldn't surprise you. This is following the exact Andrey Santos blueprint. Buy young talent, loan them out, develop them, and if they can cut it at the highest level, if they impress, pathway to the first team at Stamford Bridge. If not, they stay at Strasbourg, develop further, maybe get sold, reinvest, repeat the cycle. Soumaila Coulibaly, 21 years old, highly rated left-footed centre-back, came through the PSG academy before moving to Dortmund. Physically imposing, strong in duel, decent on the ball, still raw, but the profile is there. Dortmund gave him the opportunity. Truthfully, he hasn't broken into the first team consistently, and that's why Chelsea are moving smart. They are now rushing him into the Premier League conundrum. This isn't a panic buy. This is structure. Identify talent early, remove the immediate pressure, let them develop within the network, assess in 12 to 24 months if they are ready for Chelsea. Look at Andrey Santos, same method, brought, loan, impress, now back in the squad fighting for a place. Some could apply to Coulibaly, and let's be honest, the centre-back depth is still a long-term concern. But here is the key: Chelsea aren't guaranteeing Coulibaly minutes in London. This isn't about sentiment, it's pure development and business. If he thrives at Strasbourg, great, he comes back. If he doesn't, his value rises, Strasbourg benefits, Chelsea profits. Cold maybe, but this is how elite club builds sustainable squad. Long-term planning, asset development, no emotional decision. Bottom line, Chelsea have held up for Coulibaly. Confirmed by Sky Sports Kate. The plan: Strasbourg first, Stamford Bridge later, if he earns it. We have seen this before, and we will watch it unfold again. With that said, we move. So that's the video there. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Go be.